Hey guys, Two Bricks back again with part 3 of the micro-scale Star Wars fleet series. And this time we're going to be taking a look at Luke's X-Wing starfighter right here in the foreground. It's the first single-man craft that I'm going to be showing in the series, and it was actually super key to me figuring out how to even be able to represent ships of this small size with the currently existing Lego parts. And so I'm really excited to share that with you guys. So yeah, let's dive in and take a look. Oh, and of course, Part 1 and Part 2 are available. You guys can check those out if you want to get a closer look at these ships as well. Okay, so obviously today we're going to have a slightly shorter look at the up-close details because there really isn't that much to see on this ship. But what is interesting is my journey to discovering how to represent single-man craft at this scale while still maintaining kind of the level of detail that I'm after in this series. Oh, and look, this is just a little crooked. There we go. So one of the things that I didn't want to do is to kind of rely on the same techniques that Lego has used for their polybag builds, which is to have just kind of a single brick width all the way down the fuselage of small fighter craft like this. I really wanted something smaller than that. And once I kind of happened upon this technique, I couldn't believe that I hadn't thought of it before, which is just simply using a black clip holding onto this modified bar end piece right here. And that just gives you the perfect look for the cockpit of an X-Wing. And then the back end of this is able to just plug in to the back hollow part of this brick. So that's just running all the way right through there. And that just gives you the exact look that you need to capture an X-Wing. So this is actually a very slightly oversized model for the scale that I'm working at. It probably should end right around here, but I really didn't have anything. I didn't want to go and get one of those flex tubes and cut them to the right length. I wanted to use just a pre-existing Lego part that anyone could use. And so this 3-stud long bar was the closest thing I could get to representing the exact size of Luke's X-Wing. But I think it works out pretty well. And I'm using this Technic half pin right here at the end to kind of represent the way that Luke's X-Wing flares out at the end and kind of has that cool nose detail. So that's as close as I could get at this scale, and I think it works pretty well. Being that this is Red 5, he's got the red markings, of course, on the wings. And the one major regret of being able to build at this tiny scale is that obviously there are no S-foils to lock into attack position, giving it that classic X-Wing look that you would expect. And while that is a shame, I really don't think that there is a way that I can do that I can create that and still be happy with the scale. It would just be way oversized. And so for this tiny representation, I'm just going with the wings kind of locked in their downward position, and I'm actually just attaching those using a single 1x2 jumper, and that acts as the engine detail as well. And then using this, the central brick right here is the 1x1 brick with 4 studs on the side. It's kind of interesting because it gives you the suggestion of maybe where an astromech droid might sit back here, and it also gives you that back kind of hatch detail for free as well. And of course, provides a place for the stand to plug in on the bottom. So that really couldn't be more perfect. And then using these binoculars, 2 sets of the binoculars plugged into one another to represent Luke's, the cannons on the end of the wings that kind of have this little flare out at the end in the real model. I think that also works out pretty perfectly. So yeah, there's really not much more to talk about with this ship other than the fact that it really is just so tiny, and that I really wish that I was able to cram more detail into it. But I think from a distance, you definitely get the idea of what it's supposed to be. You know that that's Luke's X-Wing, and that was what was important to me. So there we go, guys. Man, we're really moving through these. 3 down, only about 70, 67, something like that to go. Let me know what you guys thought. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a thumbs up, comment, all that good YouTube stuff. And if you didn't like the video, again, please do leave a thumbs down. I actually do appreciate negative feedback just as much, as long as it's constructive. And if you guys would be kind enough to let me know what you think I could do better in the future, that really does help me out. So yeah, I'm going to be moving on to the next video now, and if there's anything you guys would like to ask me about the series, or if you have any requests for future builds, I can't guarantee that I haven't built it already, but I will definitely read all the comments and take all that stuff into account. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one, and once again, may the Force be with you.